of my late mother. We thank you all very much for the support. Tonight, I will begin the discourse with Baba coming along the highway and it had traffic. So it's always good to have a substitute. So I will be like a subcontractor until the Baba come, right? So if anybody wants to sing a bhajan and thing, we would welcome that. At this time, my dear devotees, may we all put our hands together, close eyes, bow our heads, as we are about to meditate upon the Lord and Master in the form of Sri Ganesh Bhagwan, Saraswati Mata, Sri Krishna, Sri Ram, Shankar Bhagwan, together with all the devatas and devis, as we are about to meditate and narrate the beautiful verses of the Bhagavad Gita, some of them. First, we must sit and recite the purification mantras, etc., so that our body and our mind will be focused on what we are hearing. And what we hear tonight, it should be a message that we actually listen to. Because when you hear something and you leave, that remain right there. When you listen to something and you go, you take that away with you. Bolo Raja Ramachandra ki jai. And so we now do invocation. tuliyam Rama nama varanami. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhi pushtivardhanam Urvarukami vami pandanam mritya mokshamamrita. Om namo bhagavate वासुदेवाय। हे भगवान, मैं बारंबार नमस्कार प्रणाम करता हूँ। धन्यवाद हे भगवान। मैं बारंबार, भगवान का नाम सत्य है। In the name of God all things are truth. As we are about to recite your great glories, Lord, it says that Saraswati Mata gave us the zeal and the sur to conduct this satsang, and also for all our devotees to listen to it, and more so, hey Bhagwan, for the departed of my late great mother, who have gone to the beyond, that wheresoever she is, that the blessings of this katha, this discourse, be bestowed upon her soul. And so, O Saraswati Mata, as we are about to sing your great glories, we ask that you dilate the mind of all of us, and that we listen to the katha tonight, we process it, we absorb it, we apply it, and that we practice it. Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata. Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata. Saraswati Mata Ki Jai. And so now we trust that the mind will be cleansed and pure, so that when the glories of the Lord is narrated, we will consume that which will represent nectar and hausu, because in implying it and applying it, it will help all of us, and more so to the Jivatma of Ma who passed away, and my father and brother, and all in the Kuise Kulpitri. So now we're going to have, before we do the discourse, and Baba probably is close by, we will now have a few bhajan. It is 7:29 p.m. So let us all join. If anybody wants to sing a bhajan, you are most welcome. Jai Jai Ram. Bolo Raja Ramachandra ki jai. And so we continue. It said, Bhajan karo is bhojan karo. So let us sing this from the Ramayana now. We didn't do too much of Chaupai. Harbando Charana Kamala Raghunandan Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan Bando Charana Kamala Dolah Ki Jai. And so they say better late than safe. Our Baba has just arrived. We'd like to welcome Babaji and his Dunaim and family for coming all the way from, I think they come from Sanwan, where Mabiti Pakab di Kasang, with Sawan, Sama Sawa. I think they come from that side. So we would like to invite Babaji to come on the stage and, well, I substitute and, well, now it's about, right? So we could join and sit down and hear Katha with Baba then.
Full stop, eh?
Yeah, no.
Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai, Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. My dear devotees, on behalf of the members of the household, today we join in satsang. I must apologize for coming a little late, traffic from around Wednesday here. But my dear devotees, without further ado, let us all put our hands together, bow our head, close our eyes. As this evening we go into devotion, as we ask Shri Ganesh Bhagwan, Gauri Mata, Sarashiv Shankar Bhagwan, Bhagwan Krishna, who is called Yagyapati, to come and bless that Atma, that soul of the late Diamattee Beharry. And wherever her Atma, her soul may be today, may her soul find a resting place. May her soul find peace, happiness, and salvation, and may her soul come in one in union with Almighty God. Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Parabrahma Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Partaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasangratatam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrtavarshanim Bhagavatim Ashtadya Shadhyayanam Amba Tvamanusar Bhagavad Gite Bhavadvishanim Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanudhyamardhanam Devaki Parmanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gayate Garam Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramanandam Madhavam Jai Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Har dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Jai Krishna Hare. Shri Krishna Hare. Har dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Kniyalal ki jai. So my dear devotees, in this evening Katha we go to the beautiful pages of the Sri Garu Puran. And as I would have told you on Tuesday night, that Garul Mahadev, who is the Vahan of Bhagwan Vishnu, when it is that he lost his beloved mother, and my dear devotees, he had went by Lord Shiva to answer his questions, and my dear devotees, he find himself by Kal Gusunji, and from the beautiful teaching of Kal Gusunji, Garuji was a seeker of knowledge. And becoming a seeker of knowledge, he even went by Bhagwan Vishnu to assist him in overcoming his grief and his sorrow. Everybody will find themselves in problems and difficulties someday. And we're glad for the help to assist us in helping us remove our problems and our difficulties. And Garud is showing the world what we must do when it is we have our difficulties. Ask questions. Get a little guidance. Go by someone who can be able to fulfill our desires and our problems and remove our problems. That is why Garuji, he went not by a person to give him that information, but he went by the source. You know that? If it is that you want to go and get the true meaning, he went by the source, who was Bhagwan himself. And he sat in the presence of Bhagwan Krishna, Bhagwan Vishnu, and he asked many, many questions. He asked questions for our benefit. And my dear devotees, in Ramcharitamanas, when it is that great Atri Muni and Surya, they sat down and they was discussing Ramayana. When Valmiki Muni was discussing Ramayana, they said there are 4 ways to ask a question. The first way is to get fame. The second one is to test somebody's knowledge. The third way, my dear devotees, is to get recognition. And my dear devotees, the fourth way is that a little child in the crowd can be able to take home a message. That's why we all want to know, and we all want to have that knowledge, so it will benefit each and every one of you. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Shri Pada Brahma Parameshwaraya Namo Namaha, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shri Krishna Uvacha, Saru Prishtam Tvaya Bhadra Manushyanam Dviteyacha, Srishyalaya Bhutvaha Sarvitaya Vikrama, Om Sarvityaya Saitamya Srutamichhadyanattam Yatra Dishva Surehe Sundretha Yogesha Chantika Prem Savrosi Krishna Kanyalal Ki Jai. My dear devotees, Garuji, after Vavurhahan Katha was recited to him, and he had that understanding that he has to perform the rites and rituals, it is said he turned to Bhagwan Vishnu. And he said, Bhagwan Vishnu, now you have told me that is my purpose to perform this Shraddha. My purpose to perform this happiness, this Antakaram Shraddha for my mother. Tell me, oh my dear Bhagwan Vishnu, what is all of the items, all of the things that have to be done? And he asks us certain questions. He said, Bhagwan, why it is the body has to be on a north-south direction? The head on the north, the foot on the south. He said, oh my dear Bhagwan Vishnu, why it is that below that person, Gobar is spread? He said, oh my dear Bhagwan Vishnu, why do we have to put that pushpras below that person? Why do we have to offer the gingerly seeds or that black till upon that grass and then rest that orphan or rest that box there? Why it is that 5 gems are placed upon that body, by the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears? Why are those items placed? Why it is that only the wood of the palas, the wood of the sandal, and also that of the tulsi wood is used in funeral? He said, oh Bhagwan Vishnu, why it is that we offer the pindas towards this spirit, this Atma, this body? Why it is, oh my dear Bhagwan Vishnu, do we take this body upon our shoulders and recite Ram Nam Satya Hai and walk to the funeral pyre? Why it is that we walk around that pyre and light that fire? Why do we do all of these things, O Bhagwan? Tell me, I am your ardent devotee. And not only tell me that alone, but tell me why it is the shroud, the rites, the Asti Sanchai, and also the rites, the Dasgat, and also the 13 days, the 12 days is performed. And why it is that 1 year after we perform the Shraddha and rites and rituals. Tell me, oh my dear Bhagwan Vishnu, all of these things. And Bhagwan Vishnu, who is none other than Lord Krishna, Sri Ramchandra Bhagwan, the manifestation of God himself, come in different avatar. It is said Sukdev Muni, who is sitting on the banks of the river called Ganga, and Shaunak Muni asked these questions in the same way how he remembered that katha. He said, oh my dear people, listen. Sukadeva Muni Mahagyani, O Brahma Rupaya Gyani, Sukadeva Muni Mahagyani, He Bhagavataya Kahani, Sukadeva Muni Mahagyani, Alabusa Bhagavatavani, Sukadeva Muni Beautiful question you'll ask, O Guruji, and I'll tell you from step to step. He said, first and foremost, when that person is about to die, it is said that person get Divya Drishti. You see, when you're in that room, or when you're in the hospital bed, or wherever you are, it is said that person becomes senile. He said the Atma, that soul, is now traveling in the body, as I would have tell you the previous night. And as it travels through the body, the 7 chakras, it reaches to this truth, where this truth is. And for that person who have become senile, that person who is on the deathbed, it is said you hear a little slight murmuring of Guru, that soul is hiccuping. It wants to come out from that embodiment. And you know what? That soul doesn't like to die on a bed or a mattress. It is said the bed on a mattress keeps back that soul, because it is not tied to any material things. And we put up the best of pillow, we put the best of sponge, we put the best of blanket for this person who's about to die, and that keeps back the soul. It is said in that time that when you know that person is about to die, you contact Baba. So Baba will tell you, he will read the patra, he will read the different jyotis, and he will tell you what is taking place in this person's life. And according to what is taking place in this person's life, he'll give you remedies to perform, whether we perform a Gra Puja, whether we perform the Gita part, whether we perform the pre-death ceremonies, he will tell you what to do. And for that person who my dear devotees, the doctors give them up. The Pandit has said, there's nothing you can do. Then you call Baba. And when Baba comes to the home, you get a little Gita book. You get a little piece of gold. You get a little piece of yellow cloth and you wrap that book. And what will Baba tell you to do? You say, turn the bed. You say, turn the bed. Or if anything, remove the bed from here. You tell her get some gobar and you tell her leap that spot. And why does he use gobar? He said, oh Guruji, that gobar has come from Gauri Mata. It is said when you are doing Gau Puja, and all the devis and devatas they get spot to reside upon, it is said Lakshmi Mata turns to Bhagwan Vishnu and said, Bhagwan, would you give me a spot to go and reside? And he said, the best spot I can give you is that where the gobar will come. And Lakshmi Mata resides in that spot where the gobar will come from that animal. And because that gobar is used, Lakshmi Mata is there. It is said that Lakshmi is spote around the ground. That gobar is spote in the ground. And when it is leaping, my dear devotees, you put the beautiful push grass. And my dear devotees, in the Guru Puran, it said Darba grass, or that of the push grass. You spread that push grass upon the ground. And he said, oh, Bhagwan, why do you use the push grass? He said, my hair, from the hair of Bhagwan Vishnu, becomes that of the push grass. He says that push grass is Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. I tell you, when you are going to tie that push grass, the root of that plant is Brahma. The middle of that plant is Vishnu, and the tips of that push grass is Bhagwan Shiva. That is why we use that grass, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. The beginning, the middle, and the end. My dear devotees use that grass. And you place that grass not in an east-west direction, not in a different direction, but in a north-south direction. When you put that grass in a north-south direction, you place that person there. But before you place them there, what you have to get? You have to get black till. He said, oh Bhagwan, why do we use the black till? He said the black till represents that of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, my dear devotees, his beautiful perspiration becomes the black till. And he said, why do we use the white till then, O Lord Vishnu? He said, my perspiration becomes the white till. Therefore, my black till becomes sustenance. And that black till is the reabsorber, the destroyer at the end of time. Therefore, we place that black till there. And we place that person upon the ground. Now, if somebody sees this, they will say, well, they really want to kill the man. You know, people will say that, they say like they really want to kill the man. Look what they put him, instead of putting him on a nice mattress to sit down or sleep or rest, they put him on the ground to lie down. Therefore, they want to kill him as fast as possible. But this is the rites and rituals. When the late Pandit Rabindranath was about to die, he took a flight and he was coming back home. And as soon as he come home, he went by he then went home. They said, he tell them when he's going to come home, carry me directly to my nephew home. I want to die there because I don't want to die where the mandir is. I want to die where it is they do have a mandir. And they brought him home and they leaped the ground and they placed him there. And as they recite the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, especially the Mahatma, especially the Dhyan, Partaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasam Gratatam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrta Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadhyashaya Dhyayanam Amba Tvamarsa Bhagavad Gita Bhavadvishanim. It is said that individual, from the Robin case, he started breathing. And as he breathed in and he breathed out the Atma from the mouth. When Mama was in the hospital and Shiva called me, he said, Baba, she breathed in and then she breathed out. She was still alive. That is why subconsciously that Atma is still there functioning in this body. And because that soul is roaming, is seeing everything, it is roaming from place to place. It goes and comes, Bhagwan Vishnu says, at that time you get a tulsi tree. You place it at the head of that person. You get a Shaligram and a Lord Vishnu Murti. And together with the loved ones, they perform Vishnu Bhagwan Puja, Shaligram Devata Pujan, and Gita Mata Pujan. And performing that pujan and giving of that Brahman, that items of that gold and that Gita book, in the name of this person, you clear all problems and difficulties for this person so that they don't have no problems when it comes to death. That death doesn't come so serious or so problematic. He said, Bhagwan Vishnu, what happens after that? He said, the Atma, which resides in the throat, now it is preparing to leave. The Yamdoots, or the servants of Yamraj comes, and my dear devotees, together with a noose and together with a dandi, if it is you are a bad person, they beat you from your head to your toe to get the soul out. Because at the sight of them, you get frightened. And when that soul see them, it goes into the body and it resides there, it tries to hide itself. And Bhagwan will come and beat you from your head to your toe, the Yamdoots. And as they beat you, my dear devotees, the soul comes out. And as they tie you with that nose, they pull you out of that body. And all you can see now is that body on the ground and the soul, Angushti Praman. What is the size of the body? Angushti Praman. Ang means the finger. Angushti means the size of it, a little length. Praman means a subtle light. It comes out in a subtle light. And as they hold you there, my dear devotees, they show you the body, where you have come from. No matter what you do, you cannot get back into that body. Lord Vishnu doesn't allow it. And the family starts to cry. Everybody starts to cry. That is the time you must chant mantras. Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare. You chant name of Bhagwan Krishna. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jai Jai. Radha Sri Krishna Kanhyalal ki Jai. My dear devotees, that person have died. And when that person have died, what is the first thing you must do? First and foremost, light a diya. Light a diya in the name of Bhagwan. You know why? To help that soul. To help that soul be calm, be still. How that light will light in that home and that light, that Brahman will see that light, it get calm. It is said all of the difficulties that would have passed through, it is said, my dear devotees, because of that light being lighted there, it is said it removed all of the karmas and the vasanas and all of the pralap karmas and the prayashchit karmas. It is being burnt away by that diya. And as it is lighted, my dear devotees, it brings peace within the home. You know that? It brings peace within the home. That's why sometimes many are called, few are chosen. And if you should have faith as a mustard seed, you can command mountains to move. Sometimes that little light is give you happiness. You know that? Sometimes when you hold your little mala in your hand and you are reciting your mantras, or you are japa the name, or you are doing your rosaries, my dear devotees, and when you hold on to that mala, it becomes a little penance, and it becomes a little calming device for you to calm down yourself. That is why when the soul has left, it is said no one should be crying. You must be calling the name of God. Chant the name of God. Help that person. Help that Atma to find solace. Help that Atma to find that of one and union with Almighty God. And when that soul comes out from that body, and that soul is hold on to the hands of the Yamduts, to the Nusa, my dear devotees, they say, look at what is going on. Know where you are going. And my dear devotees, they start to drag you. And where does it carry you? According to Garuda Puran, it is said the soul goes to Yamloka in the most fastest pace of time. And as it goes to Yamloka, it doesn't go anywhere else in Yamloka, but it goes to Dharmaraja. And when it goes to Dharmaraja, and at the sight of Dharmaraja, it is said the soul starts to panic. First, if he's a good person, then he becomes a celestial being. And if he's a dushta or papi, well, Dharmaraj takes a different form, with everything you can imagine. With a big dundee in his hand, my dear devotees with a crown, with horns, and my dear devotees, a fearsome looking person. And the sight of him alone, you drop down right there, because you never expect to see these things. And my dear devotees, two individuals, they come outside. One is called Shravan, and one is called Shravan Kumar. And my dear devotees, as Shravan and Shravan Kumar comes outside here, the Yamduts hold you here, and my dear devotees, Dharmaraja sits upon his asana. And he says, oh Atma, O person who have died, call you by name. Today you have come to this realm of Dharmaraja, and today you have to answer some questions. What are the questions? What good have you done, or what bad have you done? What good have you done, or what bad have you done? And as they hold you there, my dear devotees, Shravan and Shravan Kumar bring out their little copybook and pen. And as they bring out the copybook and pen, my dear devotees, with all the things that you would have said, all the things that you have not said, all the lies that you have committed, all the truth you have performed, all of the charity you have done, all of the little selfish act that you have performed, they bring it out there. And then they call Chitra and Gupta. Chitra and Chitra Gupta. And they say, Chitra and Chitra Gupta, bring your scale. And as they put you upon one side of the scale, Angushti Praman, they take your good karmas and they place it upon the scale. And if it can't overweigh you, they say you haven't done good karmas. You haven't accumulated enough karmas. They take out that one and they put the other one. They put the bad karmas. And as it overweigh you and you have become a dushta, papi, you have performed a sin upon sin, they say, oh, Creator, now is the time you have to go back to your realm. And what is the realm? The realm of the spirit. Because you have to go and you have to get everything that your family will do for you and be able to overcome it. It is called the resurrection. You know that? Some people say, Baba, we don't believe, we're not Christian, we don't believe in resurrection. But you know, long time they say, on the third night, what they say? The body is raised. And they say that the body is raised. And that night, my dear devotees, that is why we have wait for a certain amount of days. In our Sanatana Dharma, we don't get rid of the body right away, but we have at least 3 days wait. And on the third day, my dear devotees, then we burn that body. In the Muslim rites, they make sure that that body doesn't see another sunrise. Therefore, they will go and dispose of that body by burying it before the sun will rise. And they will always say, they will say as well too, on the third day that person will rise. And in the same thing in the Christian faith, they say on the third day that person will be resurrected. So in the same way, my dear devotees, this soul has to come back. And as it come back to that home, my dear devotees, it is said you plant the kush grass. You can plant the kush grass before, as I tell you, the last day I was here. Sometime when the body is still in the house, and you know the person have died, the DMO has confirmed it, you go in the back of the house and you plant a kush grass. You shave your head, you take a bath, and you put a little bit of black till, some white rice, some tulsi leaf, some water, some milk, and you take up that water, handful of water, Om Si Preta Devatai, Tripyantam. You offer that water through the index finger and the thumb, and that is called a Pitratirth. You offer that water 5 times upon that knotted kush grass, and you call that person's name. And on the day of the funeral, after the funeral has left and gone towards the banks of Caroni and the banks of Mosquito Creek, and we have performed the rites and rituals, it is said then we go below a tree, or we go to our second ghat. After taking a bath, we perform Tilanjali in the name of that person who have died. And offering that water, he said, Bhagwan, why do we offer that water? Tilanjali. Til means what? Til means the black till. Anjali means from the tips of our fingers. We offer that water. It quenches the soul, the Atma, that soul that we have given that water to. And the mantra, Om Adya Mukha Gotrasya. Adya means what, my devotees? The Gotra. Some people say Kashyap Gotra. Some say Shandar Gotra. Some say Gautam Gotra. Om Sri Gautam Gotra. Om Shandar Gotra. Om Adya Mukha Gotra. If you don't know your Gotra, Adya Mukha Gotra. Or Dasoham Gotra. Out of the 10 Gotras. Or Kashyap Gotra. And who's Kashyap Muni? Kashyap Muni was the person who was sent forth by Lord Brahma to create the creation that you see around us. That is why he had many wives. And as he had many wives, he had one wife called Aditi, and he had one wife called Diti. And then not to call anybody name, right? These were the wives of him. It said one of his wives was called that of Vinata, and the other one was called Tushabra. That was the mother of the serpents. And every single creation that you see upon this earth, they are Kashyap Putra. That is why we call them Kashyap Putra, and they will call that name. Sometimes the Bible will say, call your Rasi name Kashyap Putra. He will call your name Kashyap Putra, that you have belonged to the lineage of Kashyap Muni. And when he calls that name, Adya Mukha Gotrasya, Amuka Nam Pretasya. Amuka means what name? Amuka Nam Pretasya. Toyanjali Mayadyate Dhavo Patishtam Tripyantam. To Yanjali, with that of the fingers, with the tips of the fingers, that which is the jal or the tilli, today I offer this in your name of Pret, and Tavo Patishtam, may this reach to the highest heavens or the highest place of your residence. You offer that Tavo Patishtam. In the same way, Adyam Kagotrasya, Amukanam Pretasya, Pindadanam Mayadyate Dhavo Patishtami, offer the pinda in the same way. And my dear devotees, when that Atma is seeing the body being burned, it cries. But before it is going to be burned, there's other rites and rituals that have to take place. It is said you have to wash that body. You have to bathe that body. You have to put nice clothes for this body. You have to put nice chandan, perfume for this body. You have to put on a beautiful mala for this body. You have to put the 5 different gems upon this body, the pieces of gold. And you have to put the top of the pindadan in the hand. It is said, what are these things, Guruji asked? He said, first, this body, it is sin. This body has accumulated sins throughout its lifetime. These rites and rituals are not performed for a baby. You see, when a baby dies, we do not perform these items. If the child hasn't eaten salted food, it is said no rites or ritual. You bury that child, but you do not say no mantra. If that child has died, it is said the mother and the father, the rites and rituals of Sutak only falls for 3 days. And when it is that they need to do a bandara for that child, they don't do a bandara. They call all the little children in the village and they make little snack packs and they'll give to all of them. And as these children are fed, it is said the Atma of that child, he gets satisfied. It is said, because you have accumulated sins, and you have accumulated sins through many birthdays, many moons, this body becomes sin. This body becomes impure. And how can you give God something that is impure? You must give something that is pure. And what purifies that? Gobar. What purifies that? Milk. What purifies that? Dahi. What purifies that? The sweet scents and chandan. You place these things upon the body of Garud that creates a purity within this body. And the bhajan say, Meili chadad urat kaise dwar tumhari aao e pavan parameshwar meri man hi man sharmao Meili chadad urat kaise dwar tumhari That, oh God, how will I come in front of you with impure thoughts, impure clothes, impure dress, impure items in my life? That is why we have to cleanse and purify. We have to cleanse and purify. And my dear devotees, cleansing this body, we offer milk. On that of Manikarnika Ghat in India, in Varanasi, it is said 24 hours they burn body there. And when you carry that person, it have two ghats, one on one side and one on the next side. They said one is used for burning and one is used to wait for you to death. It's two places. Imagine that you sit down right there and you're waiting for you to die and you're watching people burning and you're going to die now. And as soon as you die, what they will do, they'll strip you of all items that you have. They will bathe you from head to toe with milk, with dahi, with ghee, with honey, with sugar. They will bathe you completely, and then what they will do, they will get two pieces of clothing, one lower garment and one upper garment, and they will wrap the body. Das funeral service, Buddha's funeral service, they will tell you get pieces of clothing and bring it. And they will wrap that body with that clothing, and then they will put on the upper garments for that person. And my dear devotees, that garment are neither stitched nor does it be tied. It is wrapped around that person. That is why sometimes they say, Baba, we have to cut the clothing. I say yes. And you know why? Nothing that you are going to put on for that body, that person, should be completed. Because why? The end of that person has come to an end. And anything that you put tie there, you tie them down to this creation. That is why you try to unstitch everything. Now, some things you cannot do, some things you can do. Time, place, and circumstance, you act accordingly, isn't that so? But my dear devotees, they put two pieces of clothing, the upper garment and the lower garment, vastam upavastram. My dear devotees, if it is that you have one, that of a janil, that of a kanti, before that body shall be burned, it must be removed. That's why some people, you'll see, the barbers will go in the back, and they will go there with the dulahin, they will go there with the children, and they'll remove the janil from that person before they will burn that person. That cannot be burned in the fire. Some they will put it back on, and some they will remove it. My dear devotees, it is said at that point, when that body is very clothed, they place that upon a wonderful machan, like something like a machan. They make like a little thing to hold that body. And when they make this thing to hold this body, they place this body upon it. They perform arti, they perform chandan, they perform perfume, they perform mala for that person. They do all of these things for that body who has died. And my dear devotees, everything that they do, some people is do it wrong side. You know that? They do it wrong side. When you do the arti, you walk around the body wrong side. Nothing is wrong in that. Babas is do that, and some babas make you walk around the body clockwise, anti-clockwise and clockwise. They will make you put chandan for that body, and they will not make you use the anamika. Anamika is this finger. They will make you use the index finger. And as you touch the chandan, you will place the chandan not going up, but you will put the chandan going down. Isn't that so? When it is that a dulahin will come, and she will have to take that cinder and put it in her mang, but she'll never put it going up, she'll pull it down. And as she pull it down, my dear devotee, she'll take the coals and she'll wash it out in the back, symbolizing that the end of that. Now that is a modern custom. Long ago, they never used to do that. They had something called sati hui. When the husband died and the wife is living, it is said she can't get married again, and she have lived her life, and her husband was everything to her. She was to mount upon the fire, and as she will put the husband head in her foot and her lap, she will command Agni Devata to rise, and the Agni Devata rise, she will burn herself with her husband, but that is suicide. And they take all that. They went by the wonderful Shankaracharya, and they say, Shankaracharya, this is suicide. This is inhumane. How can you let that person die? That person can still live for their children and grandchildren. Then he say, get them to put the cinder and pick it off with a piece of coals. That is, some people do it, some people don't do it. Some people say, Baba, I'm afraid to take that man's hand, that dead man's hand, and touch my head. I'm afraid that. So I go take a little vial of cinder and I'll put it in the box. And I'll put it in the box and I tell them, you go with that. And I wouldn't wear no more cinder, and nothing is wrong. Time, place, and circumstances, you act accordingly. In the time of COVID, when we had COVID, we had to put a kushman upon the box, and the box is sealed, and every rites and rituals are performed on the kushman. And before it is that they will burn this body, they'll take the kushman and they'll slide it into the coffin, and they'll seal the coffin with all the pindars, and they'll carry that and put it in the fire, and they'll burn that in the ashes. Puranapi malam, puranapi janam, dust to dust, ashes to ashes. That's why we are all weepers. One day we all have to go. He says, Garuji asked the question. He said, why it is that all of these things are done to purify the body. He said, but why it is that you put gold, that which is so pure, you put it upon the body. He said, this body, according to karma, it have an afterlife. And not only an afterlife, but it have a rebirth. And because of that, the sense of sight, the sense of smell, the sense of song, the sense of hearing has to be there. And before it is that you will put that, you will call that person name. And whatever problems and difficulties, whatever debts that this person owes, you put the jewels upon the eyes. You put the jewels on the nostrils. You put the jewels upon the lips. And you put the jewel upon that of the right ear. And as you place those jewelry, you don't put gesso, but you put a tulsi leaf. Because tulsi leaf purifies everything. You place a tulsi leaf upon the lips. You place 2 tulsi leaf upon the 2 eyes. You place a beautiful tulsi leaf by the nostrils. You stuff them inside. And some people put cotton to stuff the nostrils. The various places of entrance to the body, they put little cotton with ghee to stuff it. They'll put the gold in those items, and they'll put a piece of gold on the air. Then you get the sandalwood. He said, why is the sandalwood used? He said, when you are burning a sandalwood tree and you touch the sandalwood while it's burning, it doesn't burn your hand. You feel the heat, but it doesn't burn your hand. He said, you take that piece of sandalwood and you place it upon the chest. And as you place it upon the chest, there's the ghee, the black till, the white rice, the sugar, everything is offered. You perform hawan. You prepare a purna puti that you will offer. And there are 2 things that you have to do. In Manikarnika Ghat, there is the Satikund. The Satikund is when Lord Shiva's wife, Sati Mata, she didn't want to listen to Lord Shiva. And she went in that yagna for Daksh Prajapati. And when Daksh Prajapati said, daughter, you are not welcome here, Lord Shiva is not welcome here. He said, you have created this body from your own body, and today I am going to give you back this body. And as he was performing the Hawan in this Yagna Kund, in this Yagna Shala, she jumped inside the Hawan Kund. And as the Hawan Kund was being burnt, Lord Shiva come there, and he took out the body, the half-burnt body, and he started to dance with it. And as he started to dance with it, Lord Vishnu sent the Sudarshan Chakra, and he cut up the body of Sati. And that Hawan, where that body was being burnt, it is said because Sati Mata was burning that Hawan Kund, that Hawan Kund still resides there today. And they go to that spot, and they light the push grass, the end of that push grass, and they bring that push grass, and my dear devotees, they go and they light this fire. They light this fire. They walk around this fire 5 times, parikrama, and they light this fire. And as they light this fire, my dear devotees, they will recite the mantra that good has come from this body, bad has come from this body. And by lighting of this fire today, O Kravya Agni Devata, today we offer this Purnahuti in your name, and we burn away all that impurities and sins and karmas that have accumulated. Some people do that in India. Some people do it in Trinidad home. You see, when after Baba has performed his whole service, his whole ceremony, and he has made you perform arati and place your pinna, what he will do? He will say, get a little goblet. You see, light a little, can't find that. You perform hawan to all of the Gram Devatas. You perform hawan in the name of that person, Lobihaya Swaha, Pachaya Swaha. You chant the mantras of this body, and you offer that, and you take this lightened kund, and you carry it towards the site. And as you carry it to the site, you place it there, and then you take that body that you have prepared. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Oh God, today I offer this body that you have given me. This body that has come from you, O God, as a gift. And what I have done with this body is my gift to you. Today I give in this Purnahuti, this Atma, this Sharir, this embodiment that you have given me back into the fire. And you place that into Kravya Agni Devata so that it will be burnt. And Kritva, Kritya, Parakritva, you chant that mantra as you walk around. Whatever good or whatever bad, you light this fire. So Guruji, when you light this fire, you don't light it by the chest, you don't light it by the foot. What do you light it? You light it by the tongue. You see this tongue? You put a kyan on it. And you light this. He said, oh Lord Vishnu, why do you light the fire there? He said, because goodness comes from the tongue, and badness comes from the tongue. The tongue is Agni Tattva, and therefore that tongue is like fire. That tongue is looking first, because that is where Kravya Agni Devata, that Kravya Agni Devata manifests. And as it burns this body, my dear devotees, Om Anadhidananodheva Shanka Chakra Gadadya Akshya Pundari Kaksha Preta Moksha Pradova. O Bhagwan Vishnu, today we pray to you, who is Anadinano, and who have no beginning, no end, who is the creator of this universe, the sustainer of this universe, the end of time. You are the reabsorber in the form of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesa. Today we take your name, O Bhagwan, and today Preta Moksha Pradobhava. Pret means the soul, the Atma. Preta Moksha gives salvation Prado Baba, this Atma, and you say your prayer. And as you say your prayer, you accompany Baba to your spot and you perform Tilanjali. He said, oh my dear Garuda, this is what is the rites and rituals that have to be done on the funeral day. You return home after having performed that shroud. You do not eat nothing. Make sure you remember that. Do not eat nothing. There's called Tirtha Devta. And Tirtha Devta is the Devta that resides in the cremation site. And everything you eat, everything you drink, my dear devotees, he hold you accountable for that. And every single thing you eat, everything you drink on that site, my dear devotees, it creates what? Diseases in the body. It creates problems in the body. It creates all sorts of different diseases that comes. And in Guru Puran tell you all about that disease by the Guru Puran. And you see every single disease that will be. And you know what it comes as? Mucus. The mucus started grow. And when the mucus started grow, you get cold, you get fever, you get hypertension, you get dizziness, you get bad feeling. All of these things started to take place. And because why? You eat and you partake in this site. Tirtha Devta becomes insulted. And when he becomes insulted, my dear devotees, you have to go back home. You have to go back home. If it is you haven't eaten, you come back home, this is the time that you will eat something. And what do you eat? You come by that gate there, and they put things to purify oneself. You touch the fire. You touch that of the katlash. You touch that of the duba grass. You touch that of the hardi and the gobar. And my dear devotees, some people is put a sugar water for you. They call it sugar water for you, sir. But they say after going in that intense walk, after going and seeing that fire, that heated fire, you have to put back some sort of nutrients in your body, and they give you the sugar water. They raise your glucose. That is why you can be able to function afterwards. And when you drain that little substance and you build back this body, then you want to take a shower. And after taking a shower, you wear clean clothes. And some people, they sit down and they'll think about what have happened. They recite the name of God. There's nothing else you can do. All you can do now is just pray for the soul. And as you pray for that soul, you ask wherever that soul may be, may his soul find a resting place. Hare koi nale jai he dhan ban ki gatariya. Hare koi nale jai he dhan ban ki gatariya. Hare koi nale jai he dhan ban ki gatariya. Hare koi nale jai he dhan ban ki gatariya. Hare koi nale jai he dhan ban ki gatariya. Bye. Nobody knows that when you are going to take your final exit from this world, your final breath. That is why Charles Abraham Milikata Utawi, that in the 4 spaces of time, the 4 times in the day we can die, and the 4 times of the night we can die. My daddy would this Kahat Kabir, Suno Bai Sadhu. Kabir Das said, "Oh my dear persons, always prepare for your end, always prepare for your final days upon this earth." That is why he tells the Guruji that this person about to die, this person haven't died, this person has to be cremated, this person has to be buried. And the same thing is performed when you are going to do burial. You know that? You do the same funeral, you put the same chandan, perfume, mala, whatsoever. You put the pinda, and what do you put the pinda? The first pinda is called a dwar pinda. When you place that pinda there and you go by that little junction, by that little gate, what do? You'll perform arti. It's called a manzil. You perform arti for that body. As you perform arti for that body, you realize Surya Narayan Swami. And as you realize Surya Narayan Swami, what do? You offer that of Ilanjali in the hands of that person. You transfer the pinda from the right hand to the left hand. And you take the other pinda called the Dhuhar pinda and you place it in the hand. And as you place it in the hand, my dear devotees, you say a prayer that may this person, this soul, this Atma, go and rest in peace. You perform Achman, you perform Arti with that of the Kapoor, and my dear devotees, you sing the name Ram Nam Satya Hai. If there is Panchak or Panchak Dosha, and my dear devotees, Panchak starts in the last four nachat of the month. Therefore, in the last 4 nachat of the month, which is almost close to the full moon time, it is said in those last 4 nachat, the Nishta, my dear devotees, and onwards, that time is called Panchak, and Panchak Shanti must be done. If you are burning that body, you have to perform Panchak Shanti. You have to make 5 dolls representing the 5 nakshatras, and you place it one at the head of the body, one below the right arm, one below the left arm, one in the navel of that body, and one between the foot. And why do we put these 5 nakshatra dolls? Is because if it is in this lineage, if have anybody, that person doesn't take that person's life. That's why you put these dolls. These dolls represent only if you are burning. If you are burying, my dear devotees, you do not put these Panchak dolls. You do not perform the rites of Panchak. But my dear devotees, if the rites of Panchak have to be done, and Karavya Agni Devata is there, how the fire burns, it will burn away the lineage. And there are 5 nakshatras or 5 nakshatras of Panchak that we have to pay close attention to. Sometimes it affects the home. Sometimes it affects the lineage of the family. Sometimes it affects the finance of the home. Sometimes it affects the peace of the home. Sometimes it affects the well-being of the Yajnakartas. That is why these 5 nakshatras must be duly noted. If it is person have died in it, you perform Panchak Shanti. And if the person funerals take place in Panchak, you have to do Panchak rites. Or if it falls in between, that is why if it falls in between, like if the person died in America and it wasn't Panchak and they come down here and they're waiting for a whole month and Panchak has passed within the time, and you after you perform the rites not in Panchak, because it passed through the time, you still have to perform the Panchak Shanti. And what do you do with the Panchak Shanti? When you place the 5 doors, after you perform the arti, and after by that gate you take one of the kalsa, you recite the Danishta mantras, and my dear devotees, Ram Nam Satya, you crack the kalsa on the ground, and then you go to only in Panchak, right? Some Baba you will see do it, some Baba you will see not do it because of time. If it is Panchak, they do it. If it is not Panchak, or if the person has not fallen the Panchak prayer, they do not do it. That is why you will see some of them, when you buy the cremation site, you will see Kalsa in a line, going down the line. Every time they stop, they break a Kalsa. That is the Panchak Shanti. And they place these 5 doors so that they don't have no other problems or doshas in the family. It is said when that body has been burned into ashes, then you do the Asti Sanchay, which is the next day. You come back home after the Asti Sanchay, you plant the pushpas, and every day you offer Pinda in that name. As you offer Pinda, another Pinda accumulates, it forms a Pinda Sharir. You know this soul is called that of angushti praman. The soul can't feel pain, the soul can't feel hunger, the soul can't feel thirst, the soul can't feel the heat of the fire, neither the soul can feel coldness. That is why you have to give it an embodiment. And as you offer these 10 pindas, and the last pinda is the Satish pinda, it accumulates a body. In the first, it forms the navel. The second, it forms the chest, the heart. Thirdly, it forms the mouth. Fourthly, it forms the nostrils. Fifthly, it forms of the eyes. Sixthly, it forms the ears. And my dear devotees, a lot of pratigatam, you touch it to the navel and to the forehead. And under 9 months, as a baby will be formed, in this 10 days, these 9 days, these 10 days, it is said that then the sharif takes form. And my dear devotees, it now feel pain. It now feel everything that happens. And on the 10th day, it is said you come back home here. You know, Shiva would have asked me, will we have to carry the food by the river? I said, no, you got to come back home here. And when you come back home here, the food will already be prepared. And before 12 o'clock, the same thing applies. You take out 5 shares of food. And as you take out 5 shares of food, 1 for the cow, 1 for the dog, 1 for the birds, 1 for the insect, and 1 for that person who have died. Deva Manusha. You call the trees and you call the person who have died. And you carry that with a piece of firewood, and you carry that with a piece of cutlash. You carry a cutlash. Why do you carry the cutlash? To clear all bushes. And why do you carry the firewood? To lighten the spot, or where you are going to have that Brahman come there, or that soul come there. And as you have called them there, you carry this piece of firewood there for that soul to follow you there. And you know, just like a little child, when they see a little light or a little toy, they will follow you, and as they go there, they will partake of the meals. It is said in the previous night when I read, I said when Sita Mata had made all the preparation for her father-in-law, and when the Pitris, they came and they resided in the body of the Brahmins, she saw Raja Aj, she saw Raja Dashrath, she saw Raja Dilip, 3 generations who have gone by. And when she see them in all their nice clothes and crown and everything, and she looked at herself, she was in the garbs of a yogi. When she looked at the food was only little fruits and vegetables and roots and fruits and shoots. And when she looked at that, she said, I am a princess, look where I am. And look at my family with all of these jewelry. And she could have seen them because she had Divya Drishti, she could have seen them. And when it is that she put the food there, it said she went away to the back of the hermitage. And when she went away to the back of the hermitage, Sri Ram noticed. And after he feed all the Brahmins and Raja Dashrath, Raja Dilip and Raja Aj, they leave the embodiment of these great rishis and munis, and they went back to the heavens. They said, he asked you, why did you do that? And she said, I could not face my father-in-law. Look how am I looking. Look how am I looking to go in front of your Aja and your great Aja, to be in front of them like this. I'm feeling shame. I'm giving them food that is worthy of a servant, and I'm giving this to a king. How can I do this? And she felt remorse. She went and hid. And because of that, when they went to that of Gaya, the next time for the yearly Bandara, it is said Sri Ram Bhagwan, it is said at that time, he went into the forest looking for all of the items, and time was passing, and Raja Dashrath come there, and he said, Beti, I do not care what you give. Patram, Pushpam, Palam Tuyam, Yomi Pashi. I do not care what you give me. I do not care what it is, how good it is, how great it is. But you see, by you offering that, it quenches my thirst. And she made a pinda with the sand, and she gave it to Raja Dashrath. She took up water from the Falgun river, and she offered it in his name. And as she offered it in his name, he quenched his thirst, and he said, Beti, today my Atma has gained salvation. Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai. So my dear devotees, this is upon the Dasgata, Wednesday night after the Bandara. We'll share from the Guru Puran again. Or if my father is here, he'll read Ramcharitamanas for you, and he'll read that greatness of what happens on the day of the Bandara. So my dear devotees will listen on the Bandara day about the Bandara. So we have reached the Dasgata, and from the Dasgata, it goes on to tell you about the that of the Bandara. And you know, on the Bandara day, as customary, you see like Shiva and them boys and them, they'll ask me, they say, Baba, when do we offer the pinda? And that is the day Baba will take out his book and he said 2 days after this rites and rituals, or 3 days after this rites and rituals, on the first touch, the first pinda should be given. He will tell you 15 days after that first paksha, it is said the first monthly pinda is given. 15 days after that vipaksha, it is said the second, the third paksha, the three paksha, the third fortnight of pinda is given. And then after, from the third month, fourth month, 5 months, 5.5 months, we perform the shraddha. And if it is that you have not performed a Gaudan, I know mother would have performed a Gaudan before she would have died. Or a Bhagavad, they would have performed Bhagavad and do Gaudan. My dear devotees, if Gaudan wasn't given, on that time, on the 5.5 months, you give a Gaudan. So all that will be touched on Wednesday. So my dear devotees, without further ado, we'd like to say special blessings to each and every one. Let us all sing this beautiful bhajan. A bhajan that Sri Ram Chandra Bhagwan and Kevat Rag would have sung towards Bhagwan Sri Ram. And oh God, today you have come in my presence. Today I have taken my wonderful boat and I have made it a beautiful vessel. I have taken a beautiful vessel and I am going to wash your feet, O Lord. And give me that love and devotion that I can be able to remove my sufferings and problems from this world. Hari Om Ramasya Moolam Trailokasaka Yukpal Patram Rachitam Vidatam Om Pano Mahasaya Chal Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatam Pehle Pau Patao Prabhu Pir Ganga रामचंद्र की जय। पहले पाओ पकाओ प्रभु जी, गंगा पार उताओ। And when Kewat Raj saw Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan, and he saw Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan, and Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan come to cross the Ganga, it is said, God, you are a magician. Your foot have magic in it. And if you should only touch my boat will turn into a lady. Therefore, I don't want my boat to turn into a lady, but I have to mind my Dulahin, I have to mind my children. Therefore, let me wash your feet, O Lord. And I said, God, take my devotees, God, take Kewat Raj. And as they sat on the beautiful banks of the river, Kewat went and get a beautiful thali. He came there and he took his hands and he said, wash the feet of the Lord. And as he washed the feet of the Lord, he took that water and he said, God, today I'm going to test the power of this magic. And he drank the water. How many people is do that? When Baba comes to your home and you wash Baba foot, how many people is drink that water? How many people after Guruji has eaten? How many of you will go and you say, Baba, leave a little food, I want to taste your juta. My devotees, many are called, few are chosen, and I still have people like that. People will come and they will worship their Guruji. But my devotees, a Guru has to respect themselves, and by respecting yourself, other people respect you. That is why Guruji will walk and he will perform all the rites and rituals. And as Kewat Raj washed the feet of the Lord and drank this water, he said while he was drinking this water, his wife hold on to him. He said, wait, we have to give you a little bit too. And he said, Kewat Raj Dolahin drank. It is said the children drink. And as he take that water, he sprinkled it upon his boat. He sprinkled it upon his little hut that was on the bank of the river. And by washing the feet of the Lord, by drinking that water, he became Jivana Mukta. Jivana Mukta. He became he had get salvation while he was living in this world. And that's the best feeling, to get salvation while you are living. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, all you care about is Ramayana. Isn't that so? You want to go and listen to Ramayana. We have a Ramayana, why I want to go in the Ramayana? That is Jivana Mukta. That is why nothing will trouble you. All you care for is God's name, Bhagavan Kana, and chanting the name of God. Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. So my devotees, special blessings. I have my aunt, Auntie Radha from United Kingdom. And she tell me, Baba, she want to go in satsang. I carry she Wednesday night in satsang. And I tell she we going Princess Town. She say I going with you to Princess Town. So I invite her to come and give us a little bhajan. And then we'll have our closing prayer. If anyone would like to have a bhajan as well too. There are. Yeah, sing it.
जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन
Sitaram, everybody. Condolences to the family. My apologies to my nephew-in-law. I'm sorry, he's put me on the spot to sing today. But listening to Panditji's discourse this evening on the Gauri Puran, it makes me think about maybe why I'm here today. And perhaps the deceased and I were part of our life together in the past, and today I've had to come to sing this bhajan today on her passing. So maybe that's what we had a past life together. Okay. Pinjare ke panjire tera dar dar jaane ko, tera dar dar jaane ko, pinjare ke panjire tera dar dar jaane Trapped in a cage, no one knows what pain and suffering you undergo. From outside, you appear to be silent, but inside you are weeping bitterly. To whom can you relate your story? Oh bullet, what does life mean to you? When the story of your life has written, your pen was flooded with the ink of tears. As you cry silently and deeply, in the same way, the pain of the heart is kept within you. This is the way of the world, and no one seems to notice. Thus, nobody knows your pain. Silently, soundlessly, you cry, and you keep the blisters of your heart concealed. The people of this world are stone-hearted and uncaring. None of them is for you. Sit down.
Diamattee Ki Jai. So special blessings to each and every one of you all. This evening I'd like to say special blessings to Uncle Franklin and also to Dale and members of the Kirtan Mandali for supporting me during this time of bhajans and kirtan. And special blessings to Ashton Beharry, our dear brother. Special blessings to you. I know all of you have come here to join with this family in the time of bereavement and sorrow. And this is the blessings of Almighty God. As Bhagwan Sri Ram told to Sugriv, he said, you must take your friend's problem and make it like your own problem. And take your problem, where you may be big like a mountain, and make it like a small like a mustard seed. And take your friend's problem and make it big like a mountain, and help your friend all regard. And that is the greatness of a friend. Today, all of you who have come here, the family wishes they express their gratitude and also their appreciation for you coming here and joining with them in satsang. And this evening, to all you members and also the household, may Bhagwan Krishna bless the Atma and the soul of the late Diamattee Beharry, and also her their departed husband, and all who have died in the Beharry family. May Bhagwan Krishna bless their Atma, their soul. Let's all put our hands together. Let's all bow our head, close our eyes as we say our closing prayer. After our closing prayer, light refreshment will be served for each and everyone. And while light refreshment will be served, they'll have more beautiful bhajans while this is being done. Harihi Om Mantrahinam Kuryahinam Bhaktihinam Janardanam Yata Pujitam Maya Deva Grihana Purushottamam Om Naridhanano Deva Shankachakra Gadadya Akshya Pundari Kaksha Preta Moksha Pradobhava Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanudya Mardanam Devaki Paramanam Krishnam Bande Jagadguru Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhushya Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vyadravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Ram Nam Ram Nam Ram Nam Satya Isab Hai Gat Hai. So at this time we have light refreshments. Please have a sip J Bhakti homes, and we have beautiful bhajans rendered by members of the Kirtan Mandali. Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai. Special blessings to Salim for making our voices sound beautiful tonight. And to all you members, I know Devika and Anuka and Anuka and all of them will have been singing bhajans with Uncle Franklin before we start. And special blessings. You know, this is the time that we must come together as a family and join in satsang. Binu satsang Vikanavai, Ram Pavna Swarnaswai. Through the blessings of Almighty God, we can be in satsang. Siyavar Ramachandra Ki.
मन की आँखें खोल बाबा kaharante. Oh, sorry. बोला बाबा बसो मोरे नगरी बोला बाबा बसो मोरे नगरी बसो मोरे नगरी बसो मोरे नगरी बसो मोरे नगरी बोला बाबा बसो मोरे नगरी बोला बाबा बसो मोरे नगरी बोला Thank you.
राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम 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 सिया राम भज ले राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम 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 भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम 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 सिया राम भज ले राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम
Go along with it, please.
And I said, you can play drum with him. I call him.
मोरे लागे लगन गुरु चरण की 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 मोरे लागे लगन गुरु चरण मोरे लागे लगन गुरु चरण की मोरे लागे लगन का सहारा तेरा नाम रे। ओ बनवारी रे जिनका सहारा तेरा नाम रे। मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे। ज्योति दुनिया ज्योति बंधन ज्योति है यहाँ काया। कहो एक बार है मित्रों, कहो एक बार है मित्रों, सनातन धर्म की जय हो। कहो एक बार है मित्रों, कहो एक बार है श्री कृष्ण जी के